Seeing my Cordoba with so many people living on the streets tears me up inside. And these days, now that winter is starting to set in, it's even worse. I always think of some way for those people to warm themselves up or at least make a hot soup to cope with the weather. I've been testing out an idea I came up with for an outdoor stove you can cook on that's very simple, produces little smoke, and can even be refueled while it's still burning. This isn't the first low-cost stove I've made. You can see several that I've made in the eye during the video, but this one wins in terms of simplicity and practicality. You can feed it with cardboard, wood from vegetable crates, twigs, basically any fuel, even wood shavings, right? It's a burn anything stove. Here, I'll explain how to make it. For this low-cost outdoor stove, we're going to need 2 cans. I used one of these 5-liter paint cans and another pea can. The first thing is to remove the bottom from both cans, right? Using a knife or a can opener. They have to end up like a pipe without the lid and without the bottom, just like you see here. This can, well, it used to have varnish, so it's all messy with paint. And the first time you burn it, all the leftover paint is going to catch fire. So you'll see all of that light up. But once it's already burned, it doesn't have any of this left, which is pretty toxic because of the fumes and all the stuff that's in the paint, right? All right. What we're going to do is mark the big can about 5 or 6 centimeters from the bottom with the diameter of the small can. We're going to make a mark first, and then we'll make another one a little bit higher up. See, it has to look like an oval mark since the small can is going to go in at an angle inside the other one. So we're going to cut the big can. We'll make a hole there so the other can fit in. And once we were able to fit the pecan inside, we mark it. We clearly mark where the edge is so that it sits at an angle, right? Just like you see. Good. And then we cut several tabs up to the mark we made, just like you're seeing. Cut up to where we made the mark, and we're going to place the tabs that are left. We're going to put one outward and one inward alternately. That's going to be so we can attach it well to the other can. Here you can see how I'm putting it on the smaller can and locking it between one tab and the next when we cut it. You can also make some small holes if you want and tie it with some wire so that the angle made with the pea can stays as fixed as possible, just like you're seeing. Well, as you can see, it's super simple. Now we're going to test it. That's it. Don't think we're going to do anything else. This is the stove we're going to use. To use it, we're going to place 3 bricks in a U shape like this on the ground on the floor. And on top of that, we're going to place a little mesh or a small grill, something made of wire, that will hold what we're going to put inside, but at the same time lets the ash pass through. And ash as it burns down. We always start with cardboard or paper and some small branches, just like you're seeing. Well, like I said, the first burn will take away all the paint residue. You can see how it burns, right? It burns all over. The thing is, this can was really dirty. Everything has already burned off, and it's working at normal capacity now. The air comes in from the bottom, creates excellent draft, and it practically doesn't make any smoke. Look at how amazing the flame is. It's spectacular because the air that comes in from below creates the draft, and it practically doesn't make any smoke. This stove, as I told you, can also be used for cooking. If you put something on top so the pot can rest on it, it could be with wire or something like that. There needs to be a space between the tin, let's say, of the stove and the pot. That's to prevent the airflow from being cut off, which is what keeps the stove smokeless. Another advantage of this setup is that it can be fed while it's operating. Through the small can of peas, add branches, cardboard. You can even use wood shavings through the smaller can. Obviously, wood shavings burn pretty quickly, but well, when there's nothing else, you just keep adding. It's very, very practical. And, well, this morning here in my town, it's really, really cold. And yet, despite the humidity and all that, I put in some pieces of wood that were damp. And yet it made a really, really good flame and burned absolutely everything. Always remember that this stove is for outdoor use only. Don't even think about using it inside a closed space, because the flame consumes the oxygen and it can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. And those problems that come up when you burn things inside closed spaces, well, it's easy to make. It accepts any kind of fuel. You can refill it while it's on. I think it has good qualities, right? I hope that one day I walk down the street and see one of these brothers who is down on his luck warming himself with my homemade stove, and that this video has served some purpose. Well, that's all, friends. I hope this humble contribution reaches those brothers who are going through tough times and have to sleep on the street or in a doorway, and that they have a little fire to keep warm. That's all for today. Please share. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell so you get notifications when I upload new content. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can join, and in that case, I'll add you to a WhatsApp group where the Prem members are. Thank you for watching the video, and see you next time, God willing.